All right, spawning in the bottom left, in the blue, for Good Game Gaming, he's Dream. And his opponent, in the upper right, in the red for Dragon Phoenix Gaming, give it up for Cure. It is, in fact, TBTBTBTBTBTBT. And, you know, that's not exactly true, but what I will say is I had a lot of fun. I cast part of the Three-Winged Angel Creighton Olsen's tournament that happened last week? Yeah, I think it was last week. And I did Group C with Chicken Man. That was a lot of fun, but because of how things worked out, well, actually just because of how the tournament was made, there was always going to be a special qualifier.
Game paused.
We got to pause. So that means I just get to talk about things anyways. An epic Viv-Pi Warrior. Huh. Is it literally just a Kirby? That's pretty cool. Can I do that? Can I set let's see whether I can do that actually. I don't know. I wonder if I can actually set predictions, but I can't do that right now because the game's all back into it.
Game resumed.
All right. Well, it's a best Nerfy. It's a best of 7, so nerfing vetoing. Vetoing a map doesn't do anything in this sense because, well, you don't do it. All 7 maps have a potential to get played. So the way this works, once again, is I choose the first map, and I said, hey, let's do Juggernaut. Why not? It's a long map. I want to see fun games. And Cure and Dream have both shown us some really good macro games. Well, I guess Cure just kind of won his games, but Dream showed us some really awesome late game TVT macros. So yeah, let's go on one of the most macro maps in the pool. I mean, it's not the most. I think that title probably goes to Pillars of Gold, but it's still a good macro map. It still has opportunities for players to play. Veto one matchup. I read that one map. You know, I don't know. I definitely run into people on ladder that are, you know, far better than I am, but they just auto leave their mirror. I see this in TVT more than anything else. So, you know, the player's like 1 in 100 in TVT, but, you know, 89 in 1 and 97 in 1 in the other 2 matchups. And that's just a bit annoying. It does not really feel good whatsoever. So, I don't know how I feel about that. I mean, the StarCraft is a game you should have to play all your matchups, but otherwise, you just, you know, you get a little bit deficient. And more importantly, if we do view StarCraft as a competitive esport, if we see players that do climb to the high ranks off of 2 matchups, when they have to start competing for real, suddenly they have to learn a new matchup from scratch. And that just means that it is far less likely that we get new players coming out of the pipeline into being competitive in GM. Because, like, look, if you can't win one matchup because it is at a Masters level and all your other matchups are high GM, well, that's just not conducive to a competitive experience. And that being said, though, this SV is going to try to stay alive. It will go down, but the orbital is going to go on up. That's going to be the exchange here. And now, actually, Cure's actually snowballing this just a little. The Marine goes down, and now there's a Hellion here. But, okay, now there's a Hellion, 2 Marines, and a Reaper. So, Cure really, he's not going to get much more done with this. And, oh, that's a really quick tank coming from Cure in this game. Is this a... Okay, this could either just be a, hey, look, I've been aggressive. I want to be able to defend, or I think what's more likely is I think we're going to see a kind of a kitchen sink push coming on the map here for Cure, where he's going to look to siege things up and really just make life difficult for Dream in this game number 1. In fact, make the game not a good game for a good game gamer. Am I channeling my tasteless enough for that? Talking about epic gamer moves. Is that what we do as a top tier caster? We just talk about epic gamer moves the entire time, and gaming chairs and everything else. I don't really know. But what I do know, good game gamer guy. I gotta say though, I'm excited for the what's the I forget what the movie's called, but it's about an NPC that realizes he's in a game. The Ryan Reynolds movie. I'm getting nerd chills here. No, actually, no. If I'm gonna do that though, do I need to like talk to myself? Do I need to go and have a split personality to cast this? You know, talk about split personalities though. Cure has certainly found a way to split Dream from his army. As now Dream, he's going to find his way on into the natural, but there's just nothing here. That's not really all that useful now. We do have this drop come on into the main base. The Widowmine will not get anything. And there we go. It's going to unburrow and reburrow. And now, actually, this is going to take a lot of damage here. The tank will siege up on the high ground. And the question now is whether Dream can get more damage to Cure than Cure did to Dream. Now, these Marines will go down. The Cyclone's getting in trouble now here, too. 5 workers have died for Cure, so I think I think Dream's in a better spot. There we go, free guy, thank you. I think Cure is in a better spot with how this is going. The Medevac will stay alive here. Now, the Marines are going down as well, so this drop, not long for this world anymore, but of course with the Cyclone lock-on, well, there we go. Medevac will be able to stay alive. No, the lock-on actually, never mind. Okay, that drop goes down. 6 workers have died. The natural here for Dream has been forced to lift, but this is a powerful... Never mind. Okay, 1 tank will go down. Second tank is looking for stuff, but the tank is not within range. Never mind, it is. So now, okay, Cure, he's gonna be forced to leave at this point. And where are we? We're even. We are smack dab even. 37 workers to 37 workers. Roughly even army supply. It's just production cycles. Dream has committed a bit more to increasing his ability to build things later on. Cure into more army. So he's actually rallying across the map with this. And what does he have? He's got a tank, he's got a cyclone, he's got a couple more Marines, and he is just really committed to ending the game. Here in this game number 1, finding a 1-0 lead. And going from there. Now this Raven, though. This Raven is the most important unit in the game right now. There we go. The tank will be disabled. Tank's going to go down with this, with Cyclone. Actually, okay, with the repair, maybe it stays alive. Maybe, just maybe, it stays alive. But now we have the tank within range of everything, and the 2 shots mean everything is going to go down. Now, of course, we do have this tank on the high ground, and there's only 1 disable on this Raven, but look at this. We're going to actually, this is actually coming under fire. The orbital is really, is starting to burn. Actually, the SCVs have been pulled to try to deal with this, which means if the SCVs all go down, it's going to take a while to repair this. And there we go. The tank will now go down. But 12 workers have died. And did we, was there, oh, Raven was in the main base. Okay. That's what that was. And now, you know, we said it was even. Cure, though. He has the tempo lead. He has the eco lead. He has the army supply lead. He has the production lead soon enough. And, yeah, it's a good game for the Dragon Phoenix gaming player. Not as good of a game for the good game gamer guy. Good gracious, what a good game gamer guy. I don't know what... How much more can we take this? How much further can we take this? Good golly gracious me, it's the good game gamer guy. Alright, have a good night, Empty Sentry. Thank you for joining us. We're going to be here for a good bit longer. We got a best of 7, and then after this best of 7, I will be doing casting 1 best of 3 from the Elima League for Alpha X's YouTube. So make sure to stick around for that as well. It's going to be Zest versus Rogue, I believe. I need to go check my DMs for that, but I believe it's going to be Zest versus Rogue. So promising to be a good series there. So once I'm done with this, we're not going to be done for the night. It means, well, it means I don't get to sleep, but you know what? Everyone knows the score. StarCraft is far more important than sleep. Now, this is not Elima League Live. This is from replays. So, just so that is clear. Maynard, of course, is the main Elima League live caster. But now Dream, he does have his 3rd base. Cure has his 3rd base as well, and he is up 9 workers. He is up in army supply. He is up in upgrades, and we do see this thing once again where the player that gets ahead economically, they can afford to get to E-base. They can afford to get double upgrades, or at least get those upgrades faster. So now Stim is just about done here for Dream. For Cure, excuse me. Dream already has it, but he's going to have this really powerful +1, 1/1 Stim combat shield timing, when his opponent just will have combat shield and Stim, certainly, but will not have 1/1. And once again, we talk about how powerful Marines are. Yeah, Zhou-Un is absolutely bananas. You're not wrong. Is Zhou-Un versus Solar, is that Katowice, or are they in the same group for the GSL? I have not taken a look at the GSL groups yet. But anyway, yes, Z is bananas. B-A-N-A-N-A-S. You know, size matters. I think you're going to have a little bit of an issue in this chat in particular, trying to make that argument, as I think there are multiple #1 fanboys of Zhou-Un sitting here. As now we do have Dream. He's looking to make a drop, but yeah, no. The precognizant scan. Kira's like, yeah, okay, this is not. I'm not gonna let this happen. And now, actually, Kira's gonna find the army, but of course he's gonna say, okay, yeah, no. The tanks have sieged. I don't want to take this fight. Oh, that's right. Yeah, the Zhone versus Solar is best of 9. I think Sushi told me something about that, but I'm like, look, I have to cast any Apprentice finals tomorrow night, so I can't really do that, unfortunately. Yeah, okay, yeah, that's the thing that Sushi was talking about. But now we have Dream. He's got a sizable army supply. He's not in the lead, but he's got enough that he can do something with it here. And he's going to look to try to engage from multiple sides. Now, part of the army of Kira is trying to make sure that he doesn't get dropped, which is taking away from the effective army supply. And honestly, what is that? 4 Vikings? That's the 8 or 9 army supply right there that is making the difference. So, we have upgrade parity. We have rough army supply parity in the middle of the map, and that's really all that matters. And Dream can take this fight if he takes it appropriately. Now, the question is, can he take it appropriately? How many Ravens do we have? No Ravens for Dream. So he's got a lot of Marines. He's got a lot of tanks. Certainly nothing that can actually help him take a fight that he would not have been able to take earlier. And now it looks like Kira says, okay, look, I found your army. I'm going to stem up here. I'm going to force you to either engage or disengage. And I'm going to try to split your army up. But look at this. Dream, he's got a big-ass surround coming on in here. All the Marines from the right and the left, and he's just posturing. He's waiting to see whether the tanks are going to be unsieged, and this should be his timing, actually, as the entire army's been forced on the right-hand side. We're going to see the tanks not sieged up, and it's only going to be the medevacs that are going to be forced down, but now the army of Dream on the left-hand side, okay, nope, there are tanks on the low ground, and Kira, he's just taking the fight that he absolutely needed to really put himself in a good position in this game. Now we have the rest of the rally of Kira coming on in here, and suddenly that 10 army supply lead that Kira had, it's now 50. And 2-2 is just about done. And he has a 4th base he's taken. Although it looks like Dream, they're going to end up just about the similar timings. Now the question though is whether he can break on in, because a lot of Raven energy was used. Okay, we're just going to see a Dorito cannon coming on in here. And yeah, there are a lot of tanks for Dream, but the Marines, they've gotten on top of them. They're stemming on top of things. All the tanks, they're going down. And it looks like Kira, he's going to take game number 1. GG. Kira, he takes game 1. Alrighty, Rudy. What a game number 1 from Kira. He found his timings. He absolutely did. Romanticide will be our second map of the Grand Finals. Our 8th total map. Yeah, 11 minutes to paddle the Purple Blue Dragon. Let's take a look here while we get our lobby set. Where are we in all of this? We got 1 epic. All right, looks like we got a go-go. Yeah, it looks like we got a couple epic skins. That's exciting. Okay, we got the go-go. Let's see, what do we got? We have an epic Vengeful Warrior. A warrior. A Kitlock Epic Berserker. Flying Rogues. We got a oh! We got some cool stuff coming on in for the next battle. After game 3 is done. Or after game 2 completes. That's what we're going to do. That's what we're going to do. Because game number 2 is loaded up. Kira, he's got the 1-0 lead, but the question is whether he can hold that lead. As game number 2 is on Romanticide. Let's get into things. Spawning in the bottom. Excuse me. There we go. Spawning in the bottom right. In the blue from Dragon Phoenix Gaming. Up 1-0 in this best of 7 Grand Finals. He is Kira.
Game paused.
All right, we will pause our intros as well. So we're just sitting here waiting to see what's gonna happen. And I don't know why Dream paused last game too. I think I don't know what's up, but we're just waiting to see. And away we go. Unfortunately, I do not speak Korean, so I cannot tell you exactly. What? Well, can I hot translate this? Oh, I can't. Okay. We're just waiting here. There we go. We got the go-go. And spawning in the upper left, in the red, for Good Game Gaming, he's Dream. And I would like to apologize just a little bit, because generally there would be intro music. This would be a full-on, like, DreamHack level, player intro music, and it's fun. And for some reason that is broken for me today. I was trying to get it set up earlier, make sure it was working, and it just, when I was in StarCraft, the hotkey was not triggering. So I think I just need to restart my computer. There's something, I really have not restarted my computer in a while. But what that means is, for the moment, we don't have that. That being said, though, Cure, he's going for a gas first in this game number 2, looking to say, look, I won the late game. I hit that nice middle game timing where I got a lot of workers, where I killed a decent amount of workers. Well, what if I hit you with something earlier? Now, this is a gas first into what looks to be a Reaper Expand, which, again, we talked about this in the previous series. There is the merry-go-round of builds. Proxy to Proxy Reaper is better than Reaper Expand is better than gas first. Yes, I have not restarted my computer for a bit. I need to, but I keep forgetting, and then I have to get work done, so I don't want to take the time. Actually, let's be real here. The big reason I have not restarted my computer for a bit is every time I restart, I have to refiddle with my webcam settings to get my green screen working properly, and it's just a little bit annoying. So, is that a good reason to not restart your computer? No, but you know, I never said it was a good reason. I just said it was a reason. And now, okay, so there we go. Cure will see that there is, in fact, a command center coming down to low ground. He says, okay, this is a Reaper Expand. Oh, never mind. Sorry. This is Dream, his own SCV. No scouting there for Cure. Not yet. But he will get that scouting eventually, as he does have Hellions and Reapers on the way, and he's just going to try to get some damage done here. Now, the Reaper from Dream, it looks like it's just going to stay at home. And this is why, actually, we see this Reaper Expand be more powerful than the Gas First. Because you might think, okay, the Gas First, it's a more aggressive build. It's going to do well against this kind of middle-of-the-road macro opener. But because of the fact that players have just stopped sending their first Reaper across the map, and therefore stopped losing it, because of so many of these ramps, or some of these maps have these ramps outside of the natural, you can just put a bunch of Marines, and you get a couple Hellions and Reapers and whatever you want, and you just put them on the high ground ramp. And then when your opponent tries to be aggressive, well, you get first mover's advantage, you get the first shot, and you have defender's advantage. So even if you lose a little bit, it probably normally does not snowball, and then you just go from there. That being said, though, Dream, he's got a Widowmine on the way. I guess that's, put the Widowmine in the middle of the map, maybe you get lucky, do damage to a Raven or something. But here he does have his natural done now. Orbital is on the way. Of course, that is a late orbital compared to his opponent, but on the flip side, again, he went for the more aggressive option here, and he is even on workers. He is even on army supply for the moment, but we should start to see Cure's army supply just go up a little bit more and more and more. And I wonder what Cure has seen. Literally nothing on this map. Okay, he's just going for a little bit later of a timing here with a Widowmine and a bunch of Marines and whatever else he's got. So kind of what I like to call the kitchen sink push, as there we will see a 7 Marine or a 6 Marine 6 Marine Widowmine drop going on into the main of the natural of Dream. As well, oh, he's gonna find the drop, but they will not try to kill each other's drops. That's what we see. But we have a Hellion moving on into the natural as the drop from Dream. It's gonna get first move as advantage here. It will get on into the main base first, and that is sometimes all you need. As now we do have the drop here from Cure moving on into the natural, and there we go. The drop is coming on off, and it is Marines and Hellions. So we're gonna start to see workers go down. But workers are going down. And the other side, the Widowmine is gonna try to trigger. So 7 workers go down for Dream, 5 for Cure. And this drop is not still active anymore. Okay. So at the end of the day, Dream lost 2 more workers, but he also has had his natural for longer, so he's still up 3 workers, just a little down in army supply. Realistically, that didn't do much more. Okay, actually, though, this drop is really nice, because, yeah, the Marines, are they going to get a whole lot on their own? No, but there's a tank at the natural, and that means friendly fire, it's a pain. And this tank has killed 4 workers, but some of those are absolutely his own SCV buddies. So behind this, of course, Cure, he is getting the third base first. So he realized that, look, I've done some decent damage to my opponent. Not game-ending, it's not game-defining, but it's good enough. I can probably safely take my third base as I continue to be aggressive behind this. Dream, though, he's adding his extra barracks first. He's not really showing any interest in taking his third base quite yet. And I don't know exactly what he's going to go... Okay, never mind. Third base on the way. What am I am crazy. What am I doing? What am I doing indeed? Nothing. I'm sitting here, I'm talking about StarCraft, and there is no better way to spend the morning, the afternoon, the evening, or the night, whatever time it may be for you, because we got an international audience today. I think I've seen a decent amount of people from China. I don't know if we have any people from Europe. I don't... Yeah, probably not. Europe, well, it's 8 a.m. People are just waking up. Sorry, 8 a.m. in... I think it's 8 a.m. in the UK. I think UK is, what, +6, +8 hours from the East Coast? Not really sure. I knew this at one point, but I've forgotten. No, it's 8 hours. It's +8 hours to Italy from the East Coast. It is +6 hours to the UK. Welcome, welcome. The lone representative from the EU. There we go. Yeah, +5, +6 hours, depending on daylight savings time. That makes a little bit more sense. Yeah, I've been there, Buckboy. Absolutely, I've been there. I have See, the issue I ran into when I was living in Arizona and living in Pacific time is just about the time I was going to bed, some cool event would be happening. And, you know, GSL is a really good example where, you know, the Friday broadcast started at 9 p.m., so you can just watch that. But the Tuesday night broadcast, they start at like 12:30, 1 a.m., and with COVID and everything, I can justify that to myself. Yeah, I'll watch some of the GSL, and then it's 3 a.m., and I'm like, oh, geez, what have I done to myself? But now we have Dream. He's going to look to posture, get a little bit aggressive, as we have just about the most even game that we have seen in this entire tournament. Indeed. 1-1 is timed out to the second for both players. Stim is timed out for the tournament for both players. Yeah, Wardy ruins me as well. Oh, are they going to be on the same... They're not going to be on the same day, are they? But yeah, I am very excited for Katowice. I'm very excited for Code S to get started back up again. I just live and breathe StarCraft. It's a problem. And let's be real here. What I'm doing is we do have this drop coming on into the main base. Dream, actually, he's undetected here. And yeah, there's a Cyclone, which will be able to target one of these down, but not before it gets everything at once. And this is 4 tanks and a bunch of stimmed bio on into the main base. And yeah, there is a Raven Auto Turret. That's not going to do a whole lot. And okay, now we have disabled on 2 of these tanks. But even then, there are 2 tanks here. And they are firing strongly. Raven's Auto Turrets as well. So yes, 2 tanks will get disabled for the moment. But I think by the time the disables are done, yeah, there we go. By the time the disables are done, we're going to see the rest of this army. Well, now they're going to have, as the SCVs, they're going to come on in here, do what they can, and look at this Dream. He says, look, to hell with the SCVs. I don't really care. Let me target some more tanks down. And that's a pretty good way to approach things. GG, Cure! He's going to tap out just like that. The Dream, he takes game 2. I don't know who's going to win. I have not been following the Wardy Cup as much as I would have liked. It's at a bad time for me. Let me take a look at that. But actually, you know what? We sit here. Wardy TV, who is still back in it? So Trap, TY, Bjorn, Clem, Innovation Zest. I think probably Clem or Bjorn, but we'll see. But you know what? We got something else to do because 23 seconds left. Our battle's ready. So what do we got? We got a lot of stuff on in here. We got a dragon to fight. Let's fight a dragon. Let's see how this is gonna work. As we do have the rogues, just getting all the chests. That's fun. Get me all them chests. Get me all that money. And now the rest of them, they're flanking on in. This dragon doing what he can to deal with us, but we are too strong. We are too powerful. And the dragon goes, okay. The Wilhelm stream and everything dies. But the rewards. Oh hey. Nice. Congratulations, Shadows of Sins, and some name in Korean that I don't recognize. I apologize. I wish I spoke Korean. But I don't. Anyway, now we're going to go here. Yeah, we just kind of killed everything. It was a fun time. But anyway, there we go. And now I need to host a lobby. Alright, so nothing interesting with this one. Argyle stole all the chests. Oh, so Submarine's gonna be our third map. Okay. Oh, so does the avatar that hits the chest, does that get the rewards? Is that how that works? I'm not familiar. Again, this is my first time running a Stream Raider stream. It's pretty fun. It's pretty cool. Good to see some chat interaction there. But again, I've seen Rifkin do this, but that's about it. Okay, 20 gold per chest, and there were 7 chests, I think, in there. No, more. It's 9 or 10 chests. So absolutely, Argyle came away with all the loot, and doing pretty good. But now we're getting ready to move on into our third game in this series. It's effectively a best of 5 at this point, as I do the caster thing that I say, hey, it's a tie series. It is, you know, maps played minus, best of X minus maps played, and functionally that actually best of X. I mean, hey, you know what? I'm okay with that. More viewers to the stream. That's a good deal for me, absolutely. Because again, more viewers, it means we get a better partnership with Stream Raiders. It means we get a better partnership with Backblaze, with all these things we can put on even more events. So, I don't care if you're here for StarCraft or not. I love it when you're here for StarCraft because I just live and breathe, you know, StarCraft. But if you're just here for Stream Raiders, that's fine too. What I do know is game number 3. It's loaded up. Let's go. And in the bottom right, taking game number 2 with some excellent tank drops. In the blue for Good Game Gaming, he's Dream. And spawning in the upper left, in the red, he is representing Dragon Phoenix Gaming. He's Cure. Oh. Oh, Expat, I am not bored whatsoever. Not with the games that we've had thus far today. Not with how great Game 2 was, not with how great Game was, not with how insane Game number 3 of of Dream versus... Wow, that's embarrassing. As I'm blanking on replay of Dream versus Time was, how insane those games were. Absolutely. I'm not bored in the slightest. Also, thank you, Pachanga. Yes, Matcherino does support this tournament as well. In part, it's just a good avenue for us to disperse money, but there is a code. If you use the code AFX284, it's really easy. You just go on in there, you sign in with your Battle.net account, or your email, or your Twitter, or your YouTube, or your Twitch, or literally anything. And then you can add 50 cents to the prize pool absolutely free, or you can buy the replays from this. I believe there's a caster tip jar, maybe. You can buy Alpha X jerseys, you can buy a bunch of different stuff, and all of that goes to, well, part of it goes to the cost of the product, but also that all of that goes to supporting the tournament, whether it's a caster tip jar, whether it is just increasing the prize pool of the tournament. Oh no, it's not for new members at all. Every time there's a new code, you can only use the code once per account that you have, but it is not for new members whatsoever. In fact, if you keep following this, you'll see that almost every tournament that Alpha X runs, we have a Matcherino link. And we have a code. And it varies between 50 cents and $1. I do Exxon Cup every Wednesday on my channel, not on the Alpha X channel. And that has a $1 code most times. Things like that. So that is just a really good way to leverage the power of the community to make sure that these players who really give us awesome games get more money. Get more... can afford to stay in the scene more. Can buy themselves a pizza. I don't know. All I gotta say is buy themselves more Korean barbecue. And to my great shame as a StarCraft fan, I've never had Korean barbecue. Now Dream will say, okay, there's a Hellion here. Don't really want to do that. Nice, really nice grenade placement though. We'll keep the army of Cure back for the moment. And now, okay, so, oh, Dream's going to be able to take a fight here. Look at this. It's 3 units versus 2, and that's what you're looking for. You want to try to find these positions where there's a line of sight blocker, where there is a high ground, low ground, something like that. Yeah, I don't know where Matcherino gets this money from, necessarily. I don't know whether it's sponsored content, or whether they have sponsors that provide it. But what I do know is they do provide the money, and we are, in the StarCraft scene, we are eternally grateful. Now, what we do have here is very mirrored builds in this game number 3. Both players, they got 3 Reapers, they got 2 Hellions, they have 27 SCVs, they have 1 Mule, they have orbitals on the way. Yeah, no, they absolutely do, and that's a good point, Buckboy. Make sure, now, I don't, with the sponsor quest with a lot of, like, follow or retweet, that tends to be, I don't know, especially with the follow ones, you can't get credit, like, if you unfollow and refollow, so with some of those, you just got to make sure that you choose the tournament that you enjoy the most, maybe. Because we have a drop come on in here from Dream, and Kieran only just now is noticing. I mean, he flew under it, but a little late on the reaction time, so everything's going to land on in the main base, the 2 Hellions, the 3 Reapers, and that does mean that these Marines, they're just going to get taken down here really fast. Now, the Reapers, they're going to try to go on in here, and oh, look at those shots there from the Hellions, but there we go. Drop will be forced away, but Dream, he got a good trade. He absolutely got a good trade. 4 Marines, 1 Reaper versus 1 Reaper, 1 Hellion. Yeah, you'll take that. You will absolutely take that. Now, granted, at the end of the day, is it going to make a big difference? Probably not. It's 100 minerals difference. That's it. But hey, it means Cure maybe has to be a little bit more careful. It means he has to make sure to hit his production cycles a little bit faster. It means he's just going to have a little bit less army supply, which maybe means his push is going to be a little bit less powerful. And I do like this. Look at this from Dream. He is out on the map with this tank. I don't know if he realizes... Okay, never mind. This is just him being aggressive. I was going to say, I don't know if he realizes that Cure is out on the map as well, but is he going to be able to take the good fight? Now, there is a Raven here on the map that he does not have, so Dream will be forced to back up here. But that being said, though, the auto turret is now down. And that does mean that with the medevac here, that means that there is more longevity in the army of Dream, theoretically. But no, we're going to have a... Oh, there's the Raven as well. Now, Raven will get targeted down. Really nice Cyclone usage from Cure. The Argyle's just having a good time making us plebs look like absolute plebs here. And now, okay, so Cure's getting aggressive here. I would have liked to see the tank siege up, but Dream not quite fast enough to do that. And now Cure, he's got a pushing army. He's up six army supply, and it's pretty cool seeing these slow maps, right, or these small maps, because it is such a tug of war between the two players, between the two armies. It's not these longer, more positioning. Well, it is positioning based, but these longer, more proactive games. Or not more proactive, more macro focused games where it's big on the map, you expand a lot, you go whatever. No, on small maps like this, it's all about, you know, who can get a little bit shover's advantage, who can pull that center line on the rope just a little bit further to their side and get that momentum and just swing it into a victory. Now, it doesn't always work out like that, but that's how that game was feeling. And now, I mean, with 3 tanks from Cure here, that's a terrifying thing if he's able to siege up appropriately. But looks like Dream has enough, and with the Vikings and the medevacs, Dream actually is going to get a push on the way of his own. And it should be noted here, yes, Cure, he has his orbital, he has his command center just a little bit faster, but it is high ground, so it will be mining slower, theoretically. And this is 4 Vikings to 4, and actually, Dream, he takes some pot shots he doesn't really need to take, so he will not win this air battle. And the Marines will stem on forward, of course, and trying to get a Raven. But again, it's not going to be all that impactful. And now, Dream, he's trying to do what he can. Exactly. It's positioning, but it's not positioning. But it's positioning, but it's not positioning. I know what I'm trying to say, but I don't know. I don't know what I'm trying to say. Give me a break. It is 2:30 in the morning, and I still got more to go. So if I lose my words, it's 2:30 in the morning. It's going to be fine. I've had a long day, but nothing better than some early morning, late night StarCraft here. It makes everything worthwhile. Now we have +1 on the way here for Cure. Does he have 2 eBays? He does. Okay, so he just forgot +1 armor. I guess that's the play, which is going to be unfortunate for him because he has. I mean, this is equal economy. This is equal army supply. This game is really equal. You positioning and you're not positioning. I am well positioned to not position well. Exactly. That's what's happening here in this game. As I just struggle to find ways to talk about things that I wanted to talk about. But again, when we talk about this game in particular, though, Dream hit his upgrade timings as he should. Cure forgot his armor. And what that means, do we have a combat? We actually have combat shields for Dream as well. So Dream's going to have this timing where he will have 1-1. He will have combat shields. His opponent will have none of those things. He will have +1, but that's going to be just about it. And if Dream can find an opening, he is going to be really primed to do a ton of damage to Cure here to take a really good fight. Because, yeah, the army supply lead, it's not. Really, it's 3 army supply. That doesn't really make much of a difference. But with these 4 tanks and these medevacs, he can maybe do something. Okay, there we go. 1-1 is done. Well, functionally done. In 5 seconds. I want to see Dream get aggressive with this. I don't know if he realizes that he doesn't know he has this upgrade lead. I mean, at this level of play, you really cannot expect your opponent to be making a mistake like that. So, it's one of those things that the mistake doesn't get punished because you don't expect the mistake to happen in the first place. Now, Cure may see something later on, and he may, if he clicks on one of these Marines, it's like, oh, you don't have +1 armor. Maybe now it's time to actually a really good time for me to get aggressive here, but again, it's questions whether he saw that. And you know what? With these 6 tanks and these medevacs, I think he's really trying to do something here. He's gonna look to siege up maybe high ground, low ground on top of this here, and now the sensor tower is gonna go down. That's gonna be a nice trade. But again, Dream is playing a really good defensive game. He's doing a really good job of making sure that he doesn't get attacked on into, and this is one of the issues. Well, not one of the issues, but one of the things with Submarine, right? Is that you, as your once you get those 3 bases, they are just about as free as Death Force 4. It's why Mech was so popular in TVZ for a little bit. As now we have a Doom Drop coming out into the main base, but nope. Missile turrets will be a thing, and I do like this. Notice Dream with this army. I mean, this is not going to get a whole lot done, not really. But what it has done maybe is forced Cure to be out of position now. It's not really going to happen. And oh no, Dream, he's going to notice. Oh, Dream barely staying alive there, not losing his army. That could have been terrible. Now, the tanks will siege up, but we're going to see 3-4 tanks going to get disabled immediately. But, of course, the tanks of Cure are not really going to be able to do what they want to do. So the bio of Cure is actually not taking the best trade, but, oh, even still, all these tanks are going down. But look at this, Dream. He's taking advantage of things. He says, oh, you know what? Time to stim on into things. 2 tanks are not enough to stop me, but maybe a couple Vikings will be enough. And now, Cure, he takes this fight. Actually, no, the tank's still alive, and Dream says, okay, well, you know what? Your army's dealing with part of my army, and not even all that well. Let's go. Let's tango, friend. Let's go on into the middle of the map. Let me take advantage of your army being out of position and maybe get some sort of damage done, but, got a tank. He got a Viking, maybe. That's about it. And we go on. 4th base is now on the way for both players. I think, yeah, Dream's got is a little bit faster, but no big deal. 2-2 now on the way, and Dream will have a 2-1 versus, or 2-2 versus 1-1 timing. But actually, Dream getting a really nice movement here. For first and foremost, these tanks are all just going to get targeted down. Marines, they're going to stim on forward, and tanks firing from behind. Yeah, the Vikings, they're being a little bit problematic. But Dream, or Cure, just lost all of his tanks. That being said, though, looks like the rally here for Cure is going to be powerful. And, okay, even though Cure lost all of his tanks, he is now up 20-30 army supply. And with how short this map is, that is absolutely something that he can just steamroll into a win should he be able to find the momentum. Now, of course, Dream, he's a great macro player. He will be able to continue to rebuild, but he's down 20 supply. And that upgrade lead that he has is not really going to be able to make up for that deficit. Yeah, 30 army supply, it's rather difficult. And +2 armor, it's done in 15-20 seconds. Which means that is going to be the timing that Cure's going to look to go for here. Actually, the tanks are on siege. She's going to look for it now. He's moving the tanks forward up once again. And now with the Liberators here, that means the tanks have to go up, which means that the tank gets targeted down here. And the bio of Cure is stimming on forward. It's not quite as good as his opponent. Now it is. Okay, but now look, he's out 40 army supply. Cure, with that one fight in the middle of the map, snowballed this game into a big lead. But maybe he's going to be able to get on top of things. Maybe he's going to get all these tanks. No, he will not. Liberators, they siege up. Tanks, they siege up. And now Cure, he's at a 50 supply lead here. Crushing on in to our Blue Terrans' 3rd base, and I don't really know what Dream's going to be able to do to stop him. Now, tanks are powerful defensive units. Absolutely siege up the tanks indeed. But at the end of the day, what can you do? And there's so much bio. The SCVs have been pulled because the tanks have not sieged yet. This is Dream's one and only opportunity to try to break free of this chokehold. Looks like it will not be enough here. The Marines, they're going to stem on forward. Tanks, they're going to go down here. We might even see the Vikings land, and they do. The army of Dream, the economy of Dream, it is in the dumps. And GG, Cure, he's going to take game number 3. What a game there from Cure. Curing all that ails you. All right, so where are we? It is Dream's map pick. Oh man, I just noticed. So I used to do a lot of casting for the Ascended Star League back in the day. Back 5 years ago, 6 years ago? No, 5 years, 4 or 5 years ago. Back when I was a freshman, before I went off to the summer where there was no internet and lost all my ability to play StarCraft and stopped playing StarCraft for a bit. Oh, never mind. All right, Oxide will be our 4th map in this series. Anyway, so I did a lot of things for them. They were a pretty cool tournament organization. And I just realized that because I did some casting for them on Korea. I did a show match between, who was it? Stark and Patience? I co-cast with Tempo. It was a long time ago. And so I had that, I still have the ASL channel in StarCraft 2. Which is pretty fun. All right. Game number 4 we got going on in here. Curie's got a 2-1 lead. And that's where we're going here. As soon as StarCraft quits crashing, because that's all that's important. But now we're getting ready to load on in to our 4th map in this series. And I thought this was going to go to the distance. And it is absolutely going the distance here. Cure and Dream giving us some absolute slobber knockers of TVT. So now we're into game 4. It's Oxide. Let's go. Spawning here in the upper right, in the blue, for Good Game Gaming, he's Dream. And his opponent in the bottom left, in the red, representing Dragon Phoenix Gaming. Give it up for Cure. Now, I'm only a mod of this channel that I'm streaming to, so I don't know if I can set up predictions. I don't necessarily know how to do that, but who do you all think is going to win this game? Is Cure going to put himself to match point in this series? Are we going to see Dream strike back again? Are we going to see this series go to a full 7 games? Curious what y'all think. Dream's going to take map number 4. And are we going to go for a full best of 7? Or is Dream just going to start the sweep now? Is it going to be a 4-2? Is it going to be 4-3? I don't really know. I bet chat knows better than I do. What I do know is it looks like we will see Reaper Expanse coming from... Actually, I'm sorry. Dream, he went gas first. Double gas. So now we have the shoe on the other foot. Cure has went for the gas first, gas expand. 2-3 games in this series. Didn't really work out for him both times, but... Well, Cure got the victory in the... Well, I guess Dream also has gone for 2-3 games in this series, so... The last game, it's gas first, and whole kind of shenanigans there. Doesn't really matter for the win rate. But the gas first game that Cure did in game number... Was it game number 2, I think? Didn't work out for him all that well. He was not able to get much damage done, and then, well... Dream had the macro lead. Played a great game. He won the game. But now, shoes on the other foot. As I was saying, Dream, he has gone for the gas first, double gas build in this game. So we're going to see 3 Reapers, 2 Hellions. They're going to fly across the map and do what they... Or, I guess, drive across the map. Do what they can here. Sorry, what? I missed... What just died? SCV just died, okay. But now it looks like Dream actually got the first shot there, so he will win that Reaper fight. But both players, they're going to back up. They say, I don't really see it. Okay. Not really worth fighting here. Yeah, this is one of those fights that it's just it's so ridiculous. Both players they get down to 5 HP, they back up. They say, okay, we both don't want to lose our Reapers here. We both probably are going to lose the Reaper. It's going to be both each Reaper killing the other. So let's just back up for the moment. We don't need to take this fight. Not at all. And now, okay, so the natural is done, which means it will not be delayed by the Reapers here. But it is, of course, 2 Reapers to 1 Marine and 1 Reaper. So theoretically, the Reapers do have more fighting prowess, so long as the Marine takes damage. Because, I mean, any damage done to Marines is permanent. Any damage done to Reapers, you kind of shrug it off unless it kills them. So we're going to have to see what goes with that. Now, of course, we do have Hellions here. Oh, actually, a Reaper's going to go down, but it's going to be a Reaper for not a Reaper. So actually, Dream not getting the damage he's looking for whatsoever. And his later push, his later Reaper, Hellion, shenanigans, whatever he wants to go for, is not going to be nearly as powerful. That being said, though, these are reacted Marines coming out here, not reacted Reaper, or actually, well, not just Reapers coming out 1 by 1 is the standard play. So we're going to see a little bit more committed push, and I do like this on this map. That should be said. There's a wonderful siege up position right here that you can kind of wedge a tank on into and have Marines defending. And that allows you to start chiseling away at the barracks, kill off a couple supply depots, get a reactor, all of those things. And that's a really nice way to build momentum in a game, in a series even. So of course that's when we see tank on the way. We should see a medevac coming on up sooner rather than later as we do, well, a tech lab coming up, so it's going to be Raven in a medevac. Okay, that makes sense. But hey, we have the push coming on in here, and there's a tank. Now we do not have enough energy for a disable yet, but yeah, actually Raven won't even have to spend his energy, as there's just too much army here for Cure. So Dream, he's just going to lose a couple things. He loses Marines and Hellion, a Marine and Hellion for Marine. Yeah, it's no big deal. But we will see the second push. I think the second push is the more important one here, as the tank is going to look to siege up on the low. Oh, is he going to siege up on the mid-ground? No, okay, the tank will not siege up on the mid-ground, but going to drop some stuff off, and now we have the rest of the army of Dream getting into position. So 2 tanks can absolutely make this work. Because we only have our first tank just now coming out of the factory here for Cure. So 2 tanks beat 1, even if the 2 tanks siege up a little bit later. All right, so this Raven will get found. But right now it's just providing some vision, so is it found or is it doing its job? I think more of the latter, realistically. And Dream realizing that he's not going to be able to make this push happen. Not really. He's going to back up for the moment. Third command center now on the way. It's a little bit slower than Cure's, but again, nothing significant. But Cure, he has just eked out all of these minor leads. Dream's gas first aggression got nothing done. Dream's follow-up gas first pressure got nothing done. Cure has his third command center just a little bit faster. Cure, now he does not have stim faster. He does not have his E-base faster, anything like that. So there will be this time where Dream is going to be able to be more active on the map. That being said, though, we have a drop here from Cure on into the natural. I'm just going to look to target some SCVs down. How much are we going to see? Now, the tanks are moving around, but 2, 3, 4 workers. 3 workers probably going to be all that we see there. And there we have the disable, but not before all the Marines are picked up. Now, we will have to see a boost. Well, actually, you can't boost because it's disabled, so these Vikings will be able to clear this off. Nice move there from our blue Terran player. That being said, though, Cure, he's posturing. I think this is more of a posturing to make sure that he can establish his third base, and that's exactly what he's doing. But Dream says, okay, it's time to be aggressive. Now, his Raven doesn't have a lot of energy, so it's going to be difficult, especially considering it's 2 Ravens to 1. But if he can fight the proper siege up positions, he's going to be really happy. Now, scans coming off from both sides. Both players realize exactly where their opponent's army is, so it's going to be rather difficult to get that positioning unless one of these players is not paying attention. And I mean, these are pro players. These are GSL quality players. These are the creme de la creme. It is not likely that you're just going to catch them sleeping all like that when there's nothing else happening on the map. That was fun. Okay, the one scouting Marine had a little bit of damage to it, so the Reaper grenade plus the shot kills the Marine. That's a little bit of a when you got spare APM, why not? So now it looks like Dream will take the high ground here, as he has a drop coming on into the main base, and this is what we're talking about when we talk about the players are not going to miss anything when there's nothing happening, but if you should put a drop on into the main base, as you attack the third base. If you just do 3 or 4 things at once trying to be aggressive, that's when you can maybe force mistakes from your opponent, and that is exactly what we see here. But no, not really. The tanks, they are sieged up, so what looked like a mistake, no. Cure had everything in position appropriately. And now, well, here we go. Yeah, it's funny. Dream, Cure, absolutely old school players. Dream actually came back recently from... Oh, it looks like something came on into the third base. Dream actually recently came back from military, I believe. And of course, you know, he was really good before he had some great SSL runs back when SSL was a tournament, which, you know, shout out to Sibeno Star League, but don't shout out to Sibeno. So they turned out to be a fraudulent company. But, you know, their Star League was cool. I missed the SSL. Oh, I guess the SSL was its own thing. What was the S for? Was the StarCraft Star League? Who put on the SSL? Because GSL was always the Afrika or GOM. But anyway, shout out, man, I missed the SSL. That was a cool tournament. We had some cool runs. The Dark Solar finals were magnificent. But now we do have both players' posture here. The game's even. Well, actually, you know what? Dream has a big upgrade timing lead, but it is hard. Once again, it's hard to attack into an entrenched Terran player. With how many Vikings Cure has, with how many tanks he has, it's really difficult to find the position you're looking for to actually make use of this upgrade lead that you found yourself in. Now, it's not saying it's impossible, and if Dream can find the proper drop, if he can maybe get on into this natural, for example, and then attack on into the third, or if he can catch his opponent's tank sleeping. I don't know if there's it looks like there's not a caster command. Oh, there is a caster command. Hi, I'm Bamel. There we go. I believe I've cast with you once before, Black One. It was one like early morning stream 6 months ago. But the name does sound familiar, and I believe I've done something with you. But anyway, now we have Dream. He's going to try to take this high ground back from, or Cure's going to try to take the high ground back from Dream. And with the Dorito Cannon, he will be able to do so. Now, that being said, again, the army of Dream is technically superior, but he is down rather significantly in supply. And that being said, though, also on top of this, Cure, he absolutely has the high ground positioning. He has vision superiority in this game. So now, of course, we do have, well, we got a little bit coming on in here. The tanks, they're sieged up. They will struggle to move on forwards, as all the tanks here from Dream are sieged up. And we should see nearly consistent scans. There we go. Scans coming in once again. That's just going to make it really hard for Cure to really get his positioning properly. And look at this. Dream says, okay, look, if you're sieged up there, that means you're not defending your base. That means you're not really prepared for a flank. So much bio here from Cure is on the left-hand side. He's really setting up a really cool flank as he moves his tanks out as well. But of course, the scans here means that he can't really do too much with the tanks. But this army on the left-hand side, it actually is positioned to do a lot. I mean, some of the mods are casters. Some of them are officers of the team, as Sushi has said. Some of them are the much-loved and revered owner of Alphax, and now we Dream, he thought he had a good fight, but no, not with the Dorito Cannon, and oh no, Dream's just going to lose so much of his army here. The supply is falling apart. Yeah, there is upgrade parity, and yes, now Dream does have an upgrade lead, but he's down 30 army supply. Cure, he found the army that Dream was sharking around with, and with the Medivacs disabled, there was nothing they could do to anything, and now we have the tanks. They're going to siege up here. Not a whole lot of army on the ground. The tanks, they got the full siege up, and yes, some of them will be disabled, but not before the siege completes. And now, Dream, he is in a good bit of trouble here. Now, it will be difficult for Cure to really wedge his way on into the natural here. Strictly because, I mean, it's only tanks. It's not all that mobile. His bio army is not doing all that much. And this drop on the other side doesn't look like it's going to be able to get that much done either. Every Terran has a Dorito Cannon. Oh, yeah. Also, what Sushi is saying, make sure to use Match Arena code AX284. It is alphanumeric. It does have to be a capital X. And, yeah, please make sure to do that. It adds 50 cents to the price pool. No cost to you. You can do it every tournament. It's not like a one-time thing. Now, Cure's found a position on the right-hand side. These tanks are undefended. This planetary also undefended. Now, the missile turrets are annoying, but yeah, this is just going to be a GG. Cure, he's going to move one game away from victory. All right, so All right, so, well, you know what? The battle's starting in 27 seconds. And Pillars of Gold will be the map once we come back to that, but we got to run a battle for a second. We're going to start 19 seconds early. Let's do the thing. What do we got? It's a wild barbarian. It's an epic sniping. Okay, it's a marine. Is what that. Wait, does this? When it moves, is it a? When the marine moves, it's a ship. I don't really know what that's up with that, but it's a old. What even is that? It's like a caravel or something. It's a tall ship. There we go. It's a boat. I know, but it's more than a boat. It's a tall ship. It's I like boats, and I'm absolutely blanking on what type of boats it is. Yeah, sure, battles too. People are adding their epic things, and it's just things are. Oh shoot! I made it in Taiwan. The goal is not to make it in Taiwan. Alright, so while we sit here, wait for the lobby to make... There we go. Yeah, something like it. It's, something, I forget. I'm absolutely blanking on this. Is kind of annoying to me, but it's fine. We should probably, though, while we sit here, collect some rewards. What do I get? Common scrolls. Tank scrolls. And... a Mystic Warrior skin. That's pretty cool. I don't know what that means. Someone's going to have to tell me what that means. But it's pretty cool. And here's where we're going to have to make a decision. Do we go after all this stuff and get a silver chest, good chance of the common scrolls, 7 plus gold drops, or do we go after the chests? I think with the quality of the people that we got here tonight, I think we go after the chests. Double dragon this time. We fought one dragon and it just evaporated. We're going to go for a second dragon. Oh, skins on the left. Ah, it's too late. Thank you so much. There we go. We got Cure ready to go. Thank you so much, expats, for going and doing that. 50 cents. It does add up. It really, you might say, 50 cents, what is that? What difference does that make, really? But, last I checked, there are like 380 people watching the stream right now. Something like, let me look. Yeah, 360, 380 people. And if everyone goes and does that, that is an additional $150, $180 that gets added to the prize pool. Now, there are a limited number of codes, so it doesn't quite go up that high, but you get the point. The power of the people. They do a lot. And now, well, Pillars of Gold will be our 5th map in this series. Let's get into it. Alright, here we are spawning in the upper right. In the blue, he is representing Good Game Gaming. His back is against the wall. He's Dream. And his opponent in the bottom left, in the red, he is representing Dragon Phoenix Gaming on Match Point, on Series Point, on Tournament Point. Give it up for Cure. Oh, Zest is streaming. That's pretty cool. Of course, after the series is over, we will be casting Zest versus, someone. I remember seeing Zest. I've been casting a lot of StarCraft. What am I doing? Is that... Oh, Joan versus Solar. Never mind. Oh, no, we're doing Zest versus Rogue. Yes, replays. Yes, I'll be doing Zest versus Rogue replays after this from the Elima League. There we go. Like, yes, Joan versus Solar is actually getting started up. I believe I saw the lobby getting hosted as I hosted this lobby. So that is just getting started here. I don't know who's casting that. I believe that is that on the Trovo channel or is that on the Afrika channel? Sushi. Okay, so if you want to open up a second window and say, hey, you know what? This Bayo guy is pretty good. This series is awesome. But I also really like Joan. I really like Solar. Open up another browser. Go to afrika.tv/alphaxsc2 and take a gander at that as well. That will be a best of 9, so that's probably going to go until the wee hours of the morning. Well, it started the wee hours of the morning, but the wee hours of the morning here on the East Coast. Yeah, we love Afrika TV. They are awesome. I love them with my whole hearts. And their CEO just loves StarCraft. And I understand that because, I mean, look, I'll put it to you this way. Actually, no, that sounds arrogant as hell. I like to think I'm smart, and I like StarCraft. I'm a PhD student. That means at least I'm stubborn. Afrika.tv/alphaxsc2 is the link. Jesus. But, you know, smart people tend to like StarCraft. So, it makes sense. Actually, it's really kind of interesting to see the different demographics of different games. Especially as StarCraft has matured as a scene, right? As matured as a tournament series, as a scene. The players are getting older, they're getting more, or not the players, but the fans are getting older, they're getting more established. Yeah, pretty much. Persistent is, I don't let something stop me. In a positive light, stubborn is, regardless of anything, I'm gonna get something happen. So, PhD students, we talk about, you know, being a PhD, or getting into a PhD program, or completing a PhD program is not really a function. I mean, maybe expat. I was very lucky in that I did very well in one test in my undergrad, and so I didn't have to pay for student loans. But at the end of the day, PhDs, you should never take a PhD program that is not fully funded. As we do have Dream trying to get some damage done here, but really shouldn't get a whole lot done. The Marines and everything else are going to be should be enough to defend this. But really nice micro here from Dream. He's taking a much better trade than he really would be expected to take. And yeah, look at this. Is Kier just dead? He has 3 Marines, and that's just about it. So he will be able to clean this up eventually, but not before damage goes down. Yeah, you should never go to grad school out of pocket. Masters, maybe, but realistically, you should get your company to pay for it. PhD, though, you should never, and I mean, at least in an engineering field where it's always paid for, you should never accept a PhD offer where you are expected to pay for it. Yes, as a PhD student, do I make a lot of money? I don't. I get a stipend, and actually, I'm lucky that the school I go to has a higher than average stipend for the region I'm in. But we get a paid a stipend. It tends to be somewhere between, you know, $18,000 to $30,000 a year, depending on the cost of living of the area and the school. Speed of this drop, come on in here. We should probably talk about StarCraft, as Dream's doing a really good job. Oh no, yeah, you don't want to pay. I mean, so you see maybe some of the. Okay, actually, hold that thought. We're going to top this in a second. The game calms down a little. There we go. Drop will be pushed off. Dream not getting a whole lot done with this. This Medevac's on 2 HP. Medevac really should have gone down. Exactly. So, anyway, what we were talking about here. You might see it more with the humanities. I'm not really sure. I only have exposure to STEM PhDs for the most part. But the point being is that you should, again, you will either get funded by being a TA or a RA or something like that, or the professor that you get accepted under, the lab you get accepted under, should have funding to pay for you. I don't know how it works in Europe, but I do know Europe also, the PhDs don't come with a course requirement. Because in the US, you're expected to pretty much complete a master's on top of your PhD, so it's a 5-year program, not a 3-year program. And I know in France, at the very least, France in the UK, it's you just immediately go into research. I have a friend actually getting her PhD in Lille, in France right now, and she's having a great time. Well, maybe not great because France has been shut down with COVID, but her PhD is going to be done before mine because she doesn't have to go and get that equivalent master's. But yeah, so like personally, I am funded by my school. I have a fellowship from the school I'm a part of, and I'm also working on applying for some other funding opportunities. But I'm also funded under a grant by my professor. So anyway, back to StarCraft here. As we're getting on in to what is, again, this is perhaps the final game of the series. Kier, he's got a lead, but Dream has a little bit of a tempo advantage in this game. Now I don't know exactly how much he's gonna. I don't know how much he's going to be able to do with it with these 2 Ravens. Actually, he might be able to snipe a couple of tanks there, but will not be able to do so. That being said, though, he does have his third base on location here. The third base of Cure is getting floated over, so we'll mine at roughly the same time. Yeah, talk about my passions. Now, okay, actually, look at this. So Cure is going to take the fight on the middle map. We will see 3 auto turrets going down immediately. The tanks are now sieging up, and Cure, he's taking a really good fight here. Actually, you know, there we go. Both tanks are going to go down. Both armies are just going to die. Yeah, okay, so where do we stand at the end of this? As I'm like, I think Cure's taking a good fight. Wait, Dream's okay. No, Cure took a really good fight here. Now up 13 armies. Well, yeah, he lost all of his tanks, but his Raven is still alive. He still has air dominance, which means it's going to be a little bit more difficult for his opponent to do anything. But now, of course, with this tank here, actually, we're just going to see the Vikings. They're going to land. Cure, he smells blood in the water. He says, this is it. This is my game to win. As the Vikings, they've all landed. And yeah, maybe, is Cure overcommitting here? No, he's not. He's not whatsoever. He is up, what is that? He is up 11 workers. He's up a little bit in army supply. He is going to be up in upgrades. He is actually in a really good position in this game, strictly from taking a couple of those really good fights. Dream still has an avenue back into this game. Do not get me wrong. Supply differentials in TVT matter less than any other matchup in the game, because all that matters is your tank and your tank positioning. Realistically. There's more than that, of course, but it is such a dominant position. It is such a dominant force, in this game that, yeah, you could survive a 10, 20 army supply deficit, or it's just general supply deficit, if you play your cards right, if you're able to do what you want. So Dream, he took the worst fight. He did take the worst fight here, as he lost a lot more. Gas, not all that much, but definitely lost more minerals. And over the course of the game, that has been true, to the tune of about 600 resources differential. But now, here he has his third base. +1 is on the way. 1-1 is on the way for both players here. Armory on the way as well. And realistically, yeah, Cure took a bit better of a fight, but as long as Dream is able to turtle up properly, I don't think that this is going to... Dream's not dead. I mean, he's certainly not dead. I think Dream's going to be able to establish his position into this game a little bit better. And, of course, we see scouting Marines all over the place. And this is one of the things that if you're not Grandmaster, something you can always look at is just how good the vision of pro players is on the map, whether they're Zerg, whether they're Protoss, whether they're Terran. Like, look at this. Dream, he sees so much of the map, as he's not going to be able to take that fight. Cure as well. And yeah, is this quite... can we see more? Yeah, we can. But they're doing such a good job of just having scouting Marines, scouting supply depots, all these different things all over the place. And, well, that means it's difficult for Dream and Cure to actually get aggressive, right? Scans are everywhere, visions everywhere. So actually finding that avenue that you're looking for gets a little bit difficult. Yes, they are still playing. It is 3-1 in favor of 3-1 in favor of Cure. And now we have Cure moving on in here with a 30 army supply lead, which is not insignificant, but again, the tanks are going to siege up, and Cure will be able to get rid of these sensor towers, do things that he can possibly do to make it harder for Dream to know where he is. And look at this. Actually, we're just going to see the Vikings of Cure. They're looking to take some positive trades. And now with the scan done, Cure can move on into this. I don't know if he wants to, but he can. Now, of course, Dream, he is taking his fourth base. As he says, look, you know what? If this push doesn't work, okay, let's move on into the mid game. That being said, though, look at this Cure. He is halfway done with his plus 2 attack. 2-2 is not on the way here for Dream, not whatsoever. He's had to cut that to make sure that he has an army that can defend. But this means that Cure's going to have a massive upgrade timing, and that is one of those things that's just really gosh darn important. As now we're going to have Cure, he's going to stim on in here. The army of Dream is not there, so it's only tanks, which means these tanks will just get targeted down. That being said, the tanks, they're going to reign supreme. I thought Cure had what he wanted for, and it looks like he took a pretty good fight. Actually, that's exactly what he did, as he is now sieging up this fourth base of Cure as well. Army's moving on in, which means that Cure moves in on the right-hand side. Maybe, no, yeah, there we go. He's going to drop on top of his last 2 tanks, and this is Cure taking advantage of his army supply lead. The Vikings will land, not really going to get a whole lot done. The tanks here are going to go down from Dream, and yeah, we will see these tanks get cleaned up eventually, but at what cost here? At what cost to the army of Dream? Actually, from an army perspective, it's not all that significant. Cure actually is going to narrow, or Dream's actually going to narrow the supply gap just a little, but 15 SCVs have gone down. So, economy is the name of the game here. Cure rapidly steamrolling ahead as he now has his fourth base. Planetary is just about done, or halfway done, and mules are getting landed. So, Cure, he's got a massive gas lead, income lead. He has a minimal minimal mineral income lead. And, well, we're going to have to see how he goes for that, as, yeah, the Army of Dream is absolutely out of position, so the Marines, they're going to stim on in here. More and more SCVs will be pulled, but the tanks are all sieged up, and the splits here from Dream are going to be decent. The question is whether they will be enough, as 21 more workers have gone down here. The third base has been forced to lift 47 workers to 76. Minimal, mineral. Why do I do this to myself at 3 in the morning? I don't really know, but now Dream, he's going to try to break this in a last-ditch effort, but it's not going to be enough. GG Cure. He's going to take the series. He's going to take the championship 4-1.